on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. If you happen to be new around here, I am Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to click on subscribe, press that little bell to follow along on our Nova Scotia adventures. Today we are doing something for the very first time.
When we came back to Nova Scotia, we decided one of the main goals or big goals was to stay in some really unique places. And check it out behind us, we're staying in our very first tiny home. So today we are on Cape Breton Island. For those of you that don't know, that's like the northern part of Nova Scotia. And we're right now on Lake Ainslie, which is kind of like, I guess, the west side of Cape Breton Island. You can see the lake right behind me. This tiny home is right on it. So cool. But we'll show you more of the lake in a bit. But let's do a tour inside the home.
First, we're going to have to show you the outside here. It is quite the setting.
Yeah, we have this deck that they built on, very nice. It's got some chairs, a table, and then down there's also a picnic table, and very conveniently there is a barbecue.
And the best part, well, is this view. Take a look at the lake. Can't beat that.
Come on inside. So we know tiny home living is obviously not for everybody. Even staying a weekend might be a bit of a challenge for people that don't like small spaces. For us, a lot of you guys probably already know that we got stuck in the Philippines not too long ago, and there we actually lived in a hotel room for I think it was like over 3 months. So we got pretty used to living in a really small space. So this actually feels pretty big compared to that with a whole lot of amenities. On this side we have the living room. It's nice and bright because there's lots of windows even up above as well. And we also have some storage up there as well. And they were smart about making this. It's a day bed. And I think it also pulls into maybe a queen size bed. We haven't actually tested it out. And then there's storage underneath as well.
This little tiny home is so well thought out and designed. I have to go back to the storage for a second. Take a look at this. So right here there are stairs that go up to the loft. Now we will show you this in a few minutes. But there's also storage here on each stair. So you could have some dishes, you could have food, you could also have books. You could pretty much put whatever you want in there. It's a really nice touch.
So come on into the kitchen. It's actually pretty big considering we're in a tiny home. I know if you live in a big house with like an island and that kind of thing, it probably seems really teeny tiny, but if you live in New York, you might think this is a really big kitchen. On this side you have the sink, there are dishes out to dry, and still like loads of room here, in my opinion. And over on the other side is the cooking space. They don't have an actual stove in here, so they have one of these like plug-in cooktops. There's a toaster, and conveniently there's actually a toaster oven, so if you needed to bake anything, you could do it in there. There's like a half-size fridge here, so it's not teeny tiny, that's not huge, but it definitely does the job. They've got lots of storage, lots of cabinets. It's really great. I keep like mentally moving in here and trying to figure out what I would do with the space.
There's one thing missing though. We need a Caesar.
Ooh, it's Saturday. That's true. Need a Caesar.
So while Anna is making our Caesars back there, I thought it would be a good time to talk about our merchandise and our t-shirts that we have on today. This one says, "I'm a delightful traveler," because I am. She has one that says, "I'm a delightful traveler." Yes, we are
being super nerdy.
We're very nerdy. But there's merchandise now. A lot of you have asked in the past the ways that you can support us, and you've asked for merch. So we'll put a link for our store. Maybe I'll just put something on the screen so you can see it. There's lots of different merch. But yeah, we're pretty excited about it because when we were in the Philippines, we designed all this and we just never got around to getting it because we couldn't get it shipped over there. But Anna's working on the Caesars, the anticipation. This is the final part when the clamato goes in, that clam juice that I said, so maybe I'll just give it a try quickly.
I gotta stir it. Wait.
Oh, we gotta stir it as well, right? See, I haven't had a Caesar in so long. Stir it up a little bit.
Okay, taste test. It's a bit of a challenge to get the right amount of the Worcester sauce and the Tabasco. Make sure it's spicy enough. We like it spicy.
We make them nice and spicy like Anna said, and it really is, we said before, it's like a Bloody Mary, a little spicier, a little lighter, a little easier to drink, and better. Alright, let's show you guys the bathroom. Now it's really small, but it's very functional. Hello, by the way. You have a sink here that's quite a big sink, and there's actually a shower. See the little tub at the bottom, but it's a stand-up shower. It's quite spacious. And then is the composting toilet. So You might be wondering what this is. So this is interesting. First of all, there's a button that says number 1 or number 2. That just depends on what kind of business you have to do. So you flick it to the appropriate switch. And I'm going to show you this really quick. It doesn't look like a regular toilet. When you sit on that, the blue part will open up and you know what happens next. But the white part, all the number 1 stuff goes in there. So it's pretty interesting, and it's a good way to do this when you have a tiny home in a really small space like this. I mean, you have to figure out, well, A, how are you going to go to the bathroom? It's very important. So one thing I didn't say about that toilet that's kind of unique, let's say, is if you're a guy and you have to pee, well, you have to sit down to pee. Think about that for a second. Anna is crawling. She just crawled up to the loft. Let's go take a look at that. All right, let's go up here. Now you can see there's a rail right here, and the stairs are, well, they're narrow, but they're certainly doable. There she is.
Hello! Welcome to my bedroom. I actually did try to make the bed today, but it's basically impossible up here. I think if I lived in this, I probably wouldn't even bother. It's way too difficult, but it's really nice up here. You obviously can't sit up, but it's nice when you're lying down. But the best part is the view and just the sound. Just because the lake's right out there, it's all you hear all night is like the lapping of the waves. This morning, the sun was coming up over there, and I could hear loons. It was really nice. So one bonus of this place is they actually have kayaks that you can rent. They have 2 individual ones. However, it sounds like somebody accidentally took the life jackets that was staying here before, so there are no life jackets, which we thought was going to be fine, but it's pretty wavy out there today, so I don't know if it's the best idea.
So I think what we will do is we'll still take you guys down to the lake just so you can see it, because it really is quite something. But take a look at this. So this is actually how you get down. It's really steep. They have a rope here that's going to help, and then down there's a couple other pieces of wood that are kind of hammered to be a railing between 2 trees. So yeah, it's going to be an adventure to get down.
Yeah, I wore flip-flops. Let's hope they're okay to get down there.
Well, I did too. All right, we made it down. Quite the lake. I think Lake Ainslie has to be one of the biggest lakes in Cape Breton. I know there's the Breton lakes, but I'm not counting those. But this is one big lake. It's a lot bigger than I thought. All right, Anna's doing the test.
It's actually really warm.
Is it warm?
Yeah.
Wow. As you guys can probably tell, though, it's pretty choppy out here. It's quite windy as well.
Yeah, and I'm definitely not an expert kayaker. I've actually never done it by myself. We done it like tandem lots of times, so I don't think I'm comfortable going out in here. No life jacket. Not an expert. I don't know.
Maybe tomorrow if the weather's better. Speaking of the weather, this is just so typical for Nova Scotia. I mean, the sun was out before, now it's cloudy and windy. It just rained a little bit, believe it or not. Temperature dropped. So it's hard to plan sometimes in your summer. I mean, if you're coming here, just get ready for that. You never know what the weather's gonna do. But we were lucky enough to have a lot of warm and beautiful blue sky days so far here on our adventures.
The other thing that I have to think is like really, really unique about this place, and I think if it was anywhere else in Canada or North America for that matter, it would be so much busier. We haven't seen one boat down here. Like, we have that really nice view. There's been absolutely nothing out on this water. Over there, it's just empty. You'd think it would be just lined with cottages, and it's not. It's really bizarre, but good.
You guys, the weather has taken a turn for the worst. This is like a typical Nova Scotia summer now. It's my watch says it's 18 degrees. Feels colder than that. That's why I have a hoodie on. By the way, this is some more of our merch. But anyway, it's sort of raining. I don't want to keep the camera out here too long. It's time to barbecue. We're gonna barbecue in the rain because really this is our best means of cooking right now. So grill's already on. I just put some potatoes on there, and in a few minutes we're just gonna go in and see what Anna has got going. We're cooking up a feast tonight. We're really excited to eat. All right, what do we have?
We're making chicken kebabs. They're actually, last time we made these, they turned out really well. We just kind of winged them. And hopefully this time it will be just as good. Because when you're traveling, you don't necessarily have all the spices and stuff. You just kind of use what you got on hand. So it's kind of like a little random, but we'll see.
Yeah, look at this. So here it is. It's got some red onions, chicken, green peppers, red peppers. That's a pretty hefty looking kebab, I have to say.
I know, we did 2 chicken breasts, which was way too much, but I'm trying to load it on right now.
Come back over here and do a grill check. That chicken's starting to look really good. Potatoes are still back there cooking. And, well, now we got an IPA beer from Route 19, which is very close to where we're at right now. All right, so for you longtime followers, this is a craft beer from Route 19. It's an IPA. It's out of Inverness, which is roughly like 10 or 15 minutes away from where we're at right now in this tiny home. So while the barbecue's on back there, I'm just gonna try this out. I always love IPAs, especially when I'm barbecuing. So hoppy. IPAs are the best in Canadian summer. I mean, this isn't quite Canadian summer, but I'll take it, especially in weather like this. But hopefully the food's done soon because it's raining, camera's getting wet, I'm getting wet, beer can's getting wet. Honestly, it's just time to eat. This looks amazing. We got some chicken over there. We got some potatoes that we grilled for a very long time on a very low heat. We also got some salad, and I think this is like a vinaigrette. Anna will correct me. Vinaigrette mustard?
Yeah, like the vinaigrette with some mustard in there.
Yeah.
Or what else?
So,
olive oil.
If you guys don't know who we are, we've been stuck in the Philippines before this whole Nova Scotia series that we're filming now, and while we were there, we didn't get to cook at all. So we've missed that.
Yeah, no, we've been back for like over a month now as we film this, but it hasn't worn off yet.
No.
I thought sometimes when we get back from traveling, we want to cook for about 2 weeks, and then we're like, okay, let's eat out again. But I know it's also COVID time, so it's a little weird to like eat out at the moment.
Well, it is. But now we want to.
We're really enjoying, yeah.
Yeah, we do. So I'm going to try the potatoes that we made. Now in here, I noticed that Anna put there's some lemon. They're sliced thinly. We barbecued them for a long time. There's
olive oil, some red pepper flakes, garlic,
Oh, wow.
salt and pepper.
Oh, perfect.
Some other random stuff. I think there might be some paprika on there, and maybe even some chili flakes, or like chili. Sorry.
So as Anna says that, we like things spicy, and that's got a lot of kick to it, I have to say. I'll try the salad. I'm going to let Anna try the chicken in a second. This salad has, well, we said mustard vinaigrette.
Good?
That's just so good. All on her own. Anna's a little chef, if you guys didn't notice. You can do the honors of the
Alright,
chicken.
so the chicken was marinated also in some olive oil, lemon juice, these spices, some garlic, that kind of thing.
It looks really good. Is it cooked well? I was in charge of the cooking.
Yeah. Nice and tender,
Oh, yeah.
not too chewy. There's also a little bit of barbecue sauce on there that just adds a little bit of taste to it.
Yeah, so I try to cook it, when we cook chicken especially, we cook it really low and really slow. That's really good. That turned out well. I'm glad. I mean, it was raining out there, so I was trying to like rush it, but at the same time I was thinking like it might not turn out as...
And a little bit of, you guys probably know that we love grease. We bought some tzatziki. I've actually been making it a lot lately at home. It's so easy to make, but just being in an Airbnb, I didn't want to get all the ingredients for it, so we bought it a little bit of a cheap, but it's not too bad.
So, tzatziki is, maybe you can describe it a little better than I can.
It's like a yogurt dip you can get it everywhere in Greece, pretty much.
Yeah.
Made with cucumbers, with some dill, with garlic, that kind of thing, and some lemon juice, and that's about it.
Yeah, so in Greece, this is what they use for everything. They dip everything in this. Pita, chicken, you name it. So, yeah, this is now our new favorite thing when we're here. It's not just for crackers or cheese, things like that. It's really good.
All right, I think it's time to go maybe into a little bit of food coma, relax, get into some comfy clothes, get under a blanket, and watch some Netflix.
What a day this has been. We had such a great experience in our first time staying in a tiny house.
I wish the weather cooperated a little bit better today, so we could have gone out on kayaks and had a little bit warmer, sunnier weather. But
it started out really well. But that's how when you're in Nova Scotia and you're in Canada, you just roll with it. Yeah. That's how it goes. So
at least we're in a tiny home.
It was still a pretty great day. We ended up barbecuing. The food was great. The scenery around here is stunning. You really can't ask for a whole lot more, I would say.
So we'd love to know, what do you think about a tiny home? Is it something you could stay in for a few days? Is it something you could live in? Leave a comment below and just let us know your thoughts on a tiny house.
This is something we've been thinking about a lot recently. A tiny home is interesting to us. Just because you can move it. And I know our idea, when we say living, I know most people think like living in this space is impossible. We jump around a lot, but having this as a temporary living space, like maybe 3 months of the year or something like that, is interesting.
Appealing, yeah.
And we probably rent it out when we're not here. So yeah, just something to think about for us. But if you got this far in the video and you like it, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. If you got this far, it probably means you're into it. So that would help us out as well. Leave us a comment.
Subscribe.
Let us know what you think of this whole area. I mean, are you going to come to Cape Breton? Are you going to come to Nova Scotia? We think you should. We are from here. Now, we couldn't do this without the support of all of you watching, especially our Patreons and our channel members now on YouTube. We have channel memberships enabled. And we have a lot of Patreons already. And today we're going to give a special shout out to some people.
Yeah, some very special people. This is John and Kara, retired travelers. If you look them up, they have a YouTube channel. They're also our patrons. They're amazing people.
Yeah.
We really hope we get to hang out with them in person someday.
Yeah.
But like, big shout out to them. And if you want your own shout out, just head over to our Patreon page, sign up, and you'll get one.
So, John and Kara, talking to you guys right now. It's people like you that help us be able to do what we do. It's
To rent places like this little tiny place.
Yeah, it's with your support, and it takes a lot of work to do this kind of thing. I know some of you watching might think you're just jumping around and traveling, but we are. But at the same time, we put a lot of work into it, and yeah, we just appreciate each and every one of you watching, even if you're not Patreons. But if it's something you're into, just jump on to Patreon or our channel membership, and yeah, you can support us for basically the price of tipping for a coffee.
Yes. And and our appreciation, loads of appreciation will be sent your way.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a lot more videos coming up in Nova Scotia and things like that, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Cape Breton, specifically in Lake Ainslie, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.
I'm on my way now.